Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a great weekend, long weekend for all of us, and that you got to enjoy yourself as best as possible given the current situation that we all are facing with this coronavirus. Today's video is to show you a couple of things that are new. And before I get to that, I want to talk about some other things in regards to the Griffin Mephisto, and a few things that have been said, comments. I want to address a lot of different things, a lot of different topics. So before I do that, please, guys, subscribe, share my videos, guys. You know how this works with YouTube, okay? A lot of what happens on this channel relies on what I see and the interest that I see from a lot of you. Okay, if you guys want me to keep doing this, I got to see, the subscribers continue to increase. I got to see the engagement. I'm trying to stay as engaged as possible with you guys, responding to comments below, responding to questions. I may not get into an entire, all drawn out response, and you have to forgive me for that. But I try to nail and answer as best as possible your questions that you guys leave below. So continue to leave me comments. I read them. They're not gone. They're not comments that I never look at. I really do read them, guys, okay? In addition to that, please remember that everything I go through here is my own experience, my own experimentation. I am by no means gospel when it comes to this. I am only presenting you with what I find here in my dedicated room with my own equipment, cabling, and everything that I can get my hands on. Okay, I want to make sure you guys understand that my results may not necessarily be your results. If I find the Griffin or the Para sounds or the Wilsons sound a certain way, you may disagree and you may have the same products in your room, and that's totally understandable. But that also has to do with what I have put together here and what you have put together. If there are different systems, different DACs, different cables, different everything, they're going to sound different. Okay, that's just how it is. So please take all my advice as advice, free advice, nothing else other than that. Just my advice. Okay, as you continue to make your purchases and your audio, journey continues, use me as reference. See what happened when I did something. Maybe you run into an issue and you can kind of see what I did to overcome that situation. Okay, I know there are a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people that I have respect for that do this 24/7 and have been doing it longer than I have. And I also, believe it or not, comment on their channels as well. And I watch some of their videos. So I am very well aware of what others are doing as far as YouTube channels are concerned. And I am by no means trying to replicate what other people do. I am not that type of person. I am only trying to do me and worry about what I got going on and worry about doing what I need to do here, which is to bring you a lot of outstanding components. And we go through a lot faster much faster changes than most other channels do. We talk about different things, but I also like to bring you guys different components, because let me tell you something. Part of the reason why I brought the Magnepan was because I know there are Magnepan users out there. And if you're a Magnepan lover, let me just say to you guys, I am not done with the 20.7 Magnepan. We're going to do the Mephisto run with the 20.7. We're going to do it when it's properly set up. The only reason why we're still doing shootouts with the Alexia is because I need the speakers to break in a little more. Okay, I just wanted to say that. But we're doing more with the Magnepan. And so I'm aware that there are a lot of panel lovers, Magneplaner lovers, woofer tweeter lovers, and I'm trying to appeal to as many of you as possible. Granted, I know some of you guys would never put a combination like a Mephisto with a speaker that's $10,000 or $20,000. I understand that, but we're going to do things here that maybe others don't. And maybe that's the appeal of my channel to some of you guys, to be able to take you into a journey that others don't ever do. And what power, and like I said, I am not knocking on anybody else. I am happy that everyone else can find their strength and what they're good at, and they're hopefully capitalizing on it. I'm trying to do something different, trying to do something fresh. I'm trying to do something with brands that I know you guys constantly read about and are thrown in your face everywhere, on every forum, on every website. You guys are reading about a lot of what I have here. Not because of me, but because the media is putting it out there. So I'm trying to just fish and bring all of that stuff that's talked about everywhere and put it in front of you. Put it in front of you and just let it talk to you. Let it sing and see what happens. If it sings, I'll say it. If it doesn't, I'll talk about what I didn't like about it. Okay, so I do have a couple of other videos, but anyway, coming up that are going to be interesting as far as my my preference for preamplifiers. What do I prefer? When do we do a DAC into a power amplifier? When do we use a line stage instead? I also want to do a power chord conversation. I want to talk about the best power chords I've ever owned, and in my opinion, what's best for a power amplifier. What's the second best one? All those are thoughts I have written down, and I'm going to give you all my opinion based on what I've owned, not what I've read. Okay, that said, so last video I talked about the cables, the Griffin VIP series cables. You guys heard them. I do feel that part of the reason why the Griffin cables, VIP series cables, just made it better, just sounded better with the Mephisto, is because I always felt that the Valhalla 2 was a little too hyper for the Mephisto. The Mephisto does not need more caffeine in the presentation. It doesn't need that. It needs to be not relaxed, but it needs something that can come in and just chill it out while still capitalizing on the strengths of the amplifier. And this is going to be a conversation. I'm going to give you guys one great advice, and it doesn't have to do with Mephisto. I was talking to someone today in regards to, this person is trying right now the Griffin Pandora and a Spectral preamplifier. He also has Wilson Audio Alexia 2s. So, he's trying to make up his mind as far as what he likes and what he dislikes, or which of the two products check more boxes for him. And that's great. That's beautiful that he can do that at home, and he can try, and he can listen for himself. And one of the things that we agreed upon was the fact that, and this is something that many of you need to understand, when you go back today or this week, later this week, or the weekend, whenever you're going to listen to your stereo system for a few hours, not just 5 minutes, for a few hours, get your iPhones or get your sound decibel meter. Buy those on Amazon. They're there, or wherever you can find a sound decibel meter. Put it on your right with you, right on your lap. Hold it. Put it on a tripod. Whatever you need to do, and just keep it there for the entire listening session. Okay. Find out where you're listening at, what volume level, and I'm not talking about the volume level that you see on the preamplifier. I'm talking about what your sound decibel meter is saying. Is it at 80 decibels? Is it 75 decibels on average? I'm not talking about peaks. I'm talking about average. And find out where that is. 75, 80, 85. Okay. The reason why that's important is because I do believe we first need to identify how loud we listen to music. And based on that loudness is where you need to be evaluating your components, your new components. One of the biggest mistakes I have made is bringing a new component like the Mephisto and blasting it and realize I am listening at 90 decibels, 92 decibels, when in reality I only average about 84, 85. So then I come back fatigued or tired and exhausted, and I feel drained, and I'm like, wow, no, it doesn't sound good. It sounds too bright or too much. But the reality is, guys, I'm listening louder than I normally do. And sometimes that's the problem that we all have as audiophiles. we have to be mindful of the listening levels. When we evaluate a new component, even if you go to a dealer, bring your sound decibel meter, get a reference point, figure out how that component sounds at the level that you listen at. Because sometimes you may go and listen to a new component, crank it up, you get brightness, you try A, B, C, D, E, F, trying to figure out why you get so much brightness at the volume level, at the louder volume level, not realizing it's one, you're blasting it louder than usual, so your ears are taking a pounding. It's still 90 decibels. It doesn't matter how clear or clean 90 decibels are. It's still a loud volume for your hearing. Okay. Number two, you have to identify that as you go up, as you crank up the volume, it taxes the system more. And what do I mean by that? It begins, for instance, to tax your amplification more. You get brightness. Could it be the amplifier that's just starting to clip and reach its potential? Could it be that you're hearing now the poor power chords you have, that now the system is starting to reveal as you open up its capabilities, its potential? So keep that in mind, please. When you evaluate a component, please write it down. Whatever you need to do, remember the sound decibel averages that you listen at. That is important when making a component decision. When you're making a decision when it comes to a component, that is a very important decision when it comes to choosing your next component. How good does it sound at the level that you normally listen at? Okay, now that out the way. So right now, a couple of the updates that I want to give you guys have been new things. Here you go. First thing, I got this. I wanted to get, I just picked these up. Fog lifters from AudioQuest. So these is what they are. Okay, so they have like a little string in the middle, tension. That's going to allow us to have every cable that you see there, hopefully everything here, all that mess off the floor. So I got 24 of them. Okay, 24 of those fog lifters from AudioQuest. That should be plenty. Okay, I know some of you guys have been praising, please get the cables off the floor. I'm getting there, okay? Give me time. I know at this level it matters. It matters at any level, but I know people have been very vocal about it, so I'm listening. We're going to do that. We're going to get them there. We're going to get them installed. We're going to begin to listen to the presentations as time passes by, and it's great because now I have enough. I have enough of them, and it can accommodate any cable. It doesn't have to be an AudioQuest cable. It can accommodate anything that fits right there on that string that you see there. So that's going to be pretty cool, I think. I think MSRP on those is like $150 per box. Each box comes with 8. So if you have a cable, that speaker cable you want off the floor, I think one box should be more than enough. 4 per speaker cable should be more than plenty. I got 24 because I have a longer run. My Nordos Odin are like 3.5 meter long. They're very long, so I figure I needed a little more than the normal person would. But anyhow, that's going to be huge in terms of tuning things even better. I'm very excited to try that this week. In addition to that, I know you guys have been being very vocal about me bringing different speakers in here. Tecton has been mentioned to me many times. Open baffle speakers. What else has been mentioned? A lot of different speakers have been mentioned to me. Many speakers. But today I had the opportunity to buy a speaker that I feel would appeal to a crowd of people that don't get represented here on my channel. And I feel it was fair to try it. I feel it was it made just sense, a lot of sense to me. Especially now with this kind of component, all the components I own now, especially with all this equipment, this front end that I now have. So I bought Martin Logan 13A. So here's the cool thing about that speaker, guys. I'm going to tell you the great thing about that. See them? Just to give you the idea, all right? I'm going to try to give you the idea of the size discrepancy between the Magnepan and the 13 Look. You might wonder why. Why did I do that? First, a lot of you guys wanted me to put electrostatics back in here. I feel now I'm appealing to the electrostatic fan. I am appealing to the person with the planar guy, and I'm also appealing to the woofer and tweeter person. So now I have 3 different flavors for 3 different types of people with this front end. How cool is that going to be when we do a shootout of these two? Think about doing a shootout between $14,500 Magnepan 20.7 against the $15,000 Martin Logan 13A. I mean, that to me is going to be awesome. That is actually going to make a lot of you guys excited because I don't think that has ever been done on video. I was researching online and I felt like, you know what, that would be cool to be able to bring this to you guys. So, and I think the room is perfect for that speaker as well. And I'm going to get the bass dialed in with the room correction as well that I own, because you can do that room correction on the 13A. And it'll be awesome to be able to experience that speaker here. I think it's going to give me a tremendous amount of joy. And you guys are going to be able to help me listen to it, enjoy, digest what it's doing, what it's not doing, and compare ribbon technology against an electrostatic panel. Ribbon against electrostatic. I think that's going to be a dogfight. Or maybe not. Who knows? But I think that's going to be really cool for that person that's contemplating buying, for instance, a 13A. And they're like, wow, I wonder how good the Magnepan 20.7 is. Now, the Magnepan 20.7, to be fair, it's a much larger speaker. Look at that. So it requires more room. You know, if the problem is the room size, you might as well go with the 13As. But if you have the room, and now it's a matter of knowing which one you much rather have, this is going to answer a bunch of questions. Okay. And the Wilson Alexias probably will take a back seat for now, maybe for over the next week or two. I think on my next video, I'll probably play a couple of more songs with the Alexia, because I have the cables. Maybe I do the full Griffin cable loom at once with the Alexias and let you guys hear the presentation, and then pull the Alexias out of there, get them out of there, and then bring maybe the Magnepans in the middle and fire. Get a video out. Then set up the 13As correctly, because that's going to take me some time, and do the room correction on them with the mic, for the bass. That you have to use a room correction kit for the bass to get dialed in properly and see what happens there. I think it's going to be a great thing to do. I think that's going to be awesome, if you ask me. So I think there's going to be much more to come with me, but I just want to do this for you all so that every person here is represented one way or the other. Okay, don't think that I'm done with the speakers off to my right. No. I am just simply breaking in my Alexia 2s a little longer while I wait for more parts. Yes, my Alexia 2 is going to be continuing to be my reference in the speaker that I'm going to use to evaluate changes. These two are fun, a lot of fun speakers. They're just going to be fun. They're going to be that speaker that it's just going to be a joy to listen to. This is going to be just more of the measuring device. The Alexias, if that makes any sense. Because remember, they have the bass. They have the bass, passive woofers, no built-in amplifiers. So the actual amplification has to work here. These two, they work as well, but the Magnepans don't really have the same bottom end as the Alexia. And maybe the Martin Logans do sound, probably the bass is better. Who knows? With the room correction, anything is possible, but they don't have the slam and the dynamics that these do. So, but I could be wrong. It's been a minute since I've used Martin Logan, and especially in this room. This will be the very first time I hear Martin Logan in here in my room. And guys, that's the brand that I've used the longest has been Martin Logan. So I'm actually excited because I bring an electrostatic here now, and I'm able to put that in front of you guys. Wouldn't it be shocking if you all come back and say, holy crap, Jay, those 13As sound killer. Oh my God. I don't even know if I would keep the rest. Like, though, I mean, wouldn't that be cool? We discovered that the 13A comes in here and just below, it has the bass, it has the clarity, it has the mids, it has everything combined into one. And I'm here like, what just happened? I mean, wouldn't that be cool? I would love that. I would love to see. That's kind of like the takeaway, like the wow effect. What just happened? What just happened? How could that be possible? How could that speaker give that kind of performance? I want you guys to be excited about that type of stuff. Okay, because at the end of the day, I can do this here for myself and keep it here, but I want to share it with you guys always, every single day. I want to share it. I want you guys to be looking forward to another video, and that's my entire purpose here. Okay, keep it exciting. You never know in which direction I'm going to go. Clearly, you never know in which direction I'm going to go, and that's going to be this way with my video. A DAC might be coming. Yes, one of the new DAC offerings might be here in about 2 weeks as well. So we may have a DAC shootout. A recently released DAC. That's all I'm going to say. Recently released DAC from a well-known manufacturer. Okay, that's going to be here hopefully in about 2 to 3 weeks. So a lot more to come. I'm going to keep things just on the latest and greatest. I want you guys to like see the latest, the greatest. Hopefully, as long as I can continue to do this and you guys support me, I'm here to continue to do this. Okay, day in, day out. Thank you, and that's all for tonight. Please subscribe. Good night.